Gotta be a football hero to get along with the beautiful girls. You gotta be a touchdown getter, you bet. If you wanna get a baby to pet, the fact that you are rich or handsome won't get you anything in curls. You gotta be a football hero to get along with the beautiful girls.
The formation was so unique, and probably the only one maybe in Texas at the time that used it, and it became a one-week nightmare for our opposing teams to try to get ready for that thing, because it was deception, power, and speed. And then our defense was just hungry.
The defense they would set up would be for like a single wing or a short punt, because those plays were always power plays in that direction. But when they overpowered that side, they left the side that we really ran on completely weak. Yeah. There was times that Carlos and Juan the Santos didn't really know who to block. There wasn't anyone to block.
That's right. Nobody there. They got fooled and they were down the field somewhere looking for a drink of water.
One of the things that Ken pointed out is if the opposite team would have known to watch the blocking back, it told you which way it was going. Yeah. But just like he said, it happened so quick that it didn't matter because we were already there.
Games were easy.
Yeah.
They really were.
Yeah, he's not kidding. The games were a lot easier to practice. Not only that, but we were in such good shape. The other teams would call timeout. I don't think we've ever called timeout. We never have. And sometimes we'd sit there and we'd look at that team across the way and they said, hey, we came to play football.
Kenneth earned his keep in those. They were really pounding on him serious. I don't know how, but we were unable to keep them out somehow or another. And it was a tough game.
Which one was this?
Hempstead.
Oh yeah.
Got involved in how to block too. I don't think he was ever told how to either block anybody until Mr. White got there, and he lets you believe me that you could. There's techniques in blocking that would be to your advantage, even though you weren't that big. A lot of us weren't that big. I'm over 155 or something.
Yeah, like ask Carlos about pulling around that goalpost. Pulling out and going around the goalpost. Your shoulder pads had to touch the goalpost all the way around.
Full speed. And, you know, that was the amazing part. I thought he was crazy. I didn't weigh but 120 pounds, and he put myself and Papa at guards. But, you know, all through the years, you know, if you look at Wayne Bowen, you know, and Tommy Stubbs, all of us that played guard were utilizing a person that probably wasn't good enough to be a back and wasn't big enough to be a lineman. But when he put the guard and the blocking back together, a tackle was no problem. And he gave us a tremendous mechanical advantage. And when we hit him from the side, we could carry him just as far as we wanted to. So it was.
Well, he told you to put him in the stands.
Yeah, we tried. Yeah. He said, "Don't stop until you get there."
Your guards pulled a lot, and the wingback pulled a lot, and you knew who was behind you. If you didn't move, didn't go through that hole, Kemp was going to be on your back. So there was always a couple of blocks going on.
He never got me.
Yeah, you better get out of the way.
Yeah, well, I was in a hurry. I guarantee.
Well, one of the things I noticed, you sent me this DVD of one of the games or two of the games, and I don't know how in the world y'all did it, but when you came to the line, you got set. When the snap was called, count was called, everybody fired at the same time.
We practiced.
It was amazing. It was amazing because
like a machine.
Everybody was going where they had to go just as quick as they could get there.
My brother and I performed that play, so I was supposed to fake it. At that time, I faked it to Kenneth. Kenneth, of course, drew a lot of traffic. And then I went into the line, and I was supposed to just hold the ball behind me. My brother would take off from the end, catch the ball, put it on his hip, and then run around. I hit that line, and it must have been 11. They didn't all come after me. They piled up on top of me, and the referee came out there, and he started digging everybody away. And he reached for the ball for me to hand it to him, and I just took my hand like this, and he looked puzzled, and I pointed to my brother holding the ball on the goal line there. He threw the refs on that one completely.
They tore my number off my jersey. They were sewn on back in those days. They tore the 3 just about off.
Well, and one thing that Hempstead had, they had an all regional defensive tackle, because I don't know why, but me and my brother had the honor of trying to block him. And we had our hands full. I guess I must have been playing wing back there or something at that point, but I remember there was a play or two where we had to block him. It was good.
After the season had completed and you'd won the district, did you change your practices? Did y'all still hit?
Well, we hit pretty hard, and especially in tackling practice, because and I'll never forget the first after that game where we got slaughtered, and they changed everything, and Mr. White came out and started coaching and helping Chuzzy. The first thing he did was fundamentals. And tackling was very, very important to him. I can remember him. I can remember exactly what he said. He said, "You lead with your head, hit with your shoulder, and stand up, and that way you get the player's cleats out of the dirt, and he had no leverage anymore." And I remember those words distinctly. And in blocking was the same way. You lead with your head, and hit with the shoulder. Nobody had ever taught us any fun. Well, at least from my standpoint.
It wasn't up to his standard, and it was very important to do it right, because I think one of the things is that it reduces injuries, and he taught us how to fall, and he told us don't stay on the ground. Said you start getting up, at least your muscles are getting tight, and you don't want to lay down there relaxed, and that's when you're going to get hurt. Yeah. And then he said that if conditioning was so important that most of the time that you got hurt is because you were in poor condition and you weren't functioning correctly, you know. So quick, and when you went through those lines, that one film that I remember seeing when I was in high school, I think they wanted to show that we had done it right, and it was a beautiful off-tackle play, and there was about a 12-yard hole, went straight to the goal post. It was a beautiful sight.
Well, that was one thing Kenneth said. If he got through the line, it was clear sailing all the way. There was nobody between him and the goal line.
That was a Notre Dame thing.
He was very
Yeah,
intimidating once he got moving, I'll tell you.